everyone, and thanks for checking out the PCSS Connection Podcast this week. You know, we have two new principals in the Putnam County school system. At Avery Trace, Lesley Herron has taken over, and at Upperman Middle, it's Campbell. And they are our guests this week on the PCSS Connection. And Lesley Herron joins us now, the new principal at Avery Trace Middle School. And Principal Herron, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me today.
So we're, basically 2 weeks into school. Mm-hmm. How's it going being a principal?
It is. It's going really good. I love being back in the middle school setting, so that's been a huge thing. Just getting to know the faculty, students, and parents has been really good. Learning the ins and outs of being in a new school has been a little challenging, but no, it's going good. Everybody's been great, and I think the kids are off to a really good start. Faculty seems to be off to a good start, so.
Well, you were at Cane Creek last year,
mm-hmm.
and now you've come to Avery Trace.
Mm-hmm.
When you got into administration, was it your goal to be a principal someday?
Eventually,
yeah.
Eventually. I did 3 years at Upperman Middle in the assistant principal role, and then went to Cane Creek last year as an assistant principal. And so I think I knew I eventually wanted to be there, wanted to have my own building and kind of lead that. And so, yeah.
Well, you found out end of the school year, beginning of
mm-hmm.
summer. So what was your summer like preparing for your first year as a principal?
Well, as an assistant principal, you always want to do summer school.
Yeah.
And so June was quite the adventure. Did middle school, summer school. Amber and I both did that. And then just, a quick turnaround. You hit July and you hit the ground running. And so just being in one place and trying to get another place organized. And then really just meeting everybody. Took a lot of time to sit down and talk with the faculty one-on-one. Gave them that opportunity to come in. I think that was huge, just to kind of get to know them on a little low-key basis. Just busy. You go into a building and you see all the things that it has to offer, and you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on all of that.
You take over at Avery Trace, which
mm-hmm.
a lot of people remembered as the old high school,
yeah.
and it's just been middle school for a long time, and it's just one of those buildings that it's been located in the central of town. It's like a landmark
mm-hmm.
in Putnam
mm-hmm.
County schools,
mm-hmm.
and now here you are, the principal of that. First
mm-hmm.
thing you did, you come in. You got a new logo going. What are some other changes or some things that you're looking to do?
So, that's what we talked about, of course, with Ms. Hill and Mr. Williams, and then with the faculty as well. Just kind of a fresh facelift, just kind of, we're doing some landscaping around it a little bit just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Want it to be a source of pride for the community. It is, and just continuing that. I think I told somebody it's the first school you pass driving into Cookeville, and you just want that to be a source of pride for the community, and just trying to put a little spin on it, kind of get a little uplift, get some people excited about it, and so it's been fun. It's been fun to. We went and picked up new T-shirts for the faculty, and so we went and. The lady that did them, she said, "You can't believe how many people have asked me if you're changing the school colors." No, I'm not changing the school colors.
One change.
We are not changing them. But it's been fun. It's been fun. We've had a lot of good feedback just about some things that we're doing, so that's good.
And it's not like you just kind of get to ease in a role as a principal. The school board decides, hey, we're going to have this new cell phone policy, and it's going to apply to middle schools, and so right away you're thrown into the fire with a cell phone policy. Basically your first week in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Though it's been very well received. Of course, we sent out kind of just over the summer, just a real informal message, trying to promote the positivity behind it. But just kind of met with all of the kids on day one, and we talked about it. We did our back to school bash and had some of the cases out for parents to play with and use, and actually, if we're going to put it in their kids' hands, then as a parent, I would want to know what that looks like too. And so I think giving them that opportunity to kind of take some of that anxiety away from it was good. But so far it's been really positive. It's fun to see the kids. Just you can see their interactions growing more and more. We laughed and said the first couple of days of school, they didn't know what to do with their hands. And so that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a sense of relief for them too.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
Oh, good. Well, let's talk about your road to Avery Trace. Let's go back to where did you go to school? Where did you grow up? That kind of thing.
So I'm a Jamestown girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so I lived there my entire life, went to York Institute, graduated from there. You know, my parents are hugely involved in the community, so that was that's it's always good to go back there and see what's going there.
Yeah.
Came to Tech in the fall of 1998. Did not plan on being in education, was
Really?
the farthest thing from my plan. But after 5 years of not knowing what I wanted to do, my dad said, it's time. You got to make a decision. And so,
Pick something.
So I graduated and was lucky enough to take a position at what was then Cornerstone Middle School, 5-8 in Baxter. And started there middle of the year. I took Miss Charlene Gregory, was the science teacher's name that I took her 5th grade science. And was really lucky to spend so much time in one community. I was really blessed to be able to do that. I know lots of people, you know, we move around and go from place to place, but being able to grow and develop as an educator and a leader with a strong group around you was really a positive thing.
Yeah, and then from Cornerstone.
So from Cornerstone, you know, we built the new Upperman Middle. I don't remember, maybe 2015. I don't remember exactly what year, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So moved over with them. Taught 8th grade math for the majority of my time in the classroom. And then in 21, I took an AP role there. And so for 3 years was assistant principal at Upperman Middle. Loved being on campus, got to be with my kids, got to see my kids all go through, you know, through middle school and into high school, so that was good. And then knew a change was probably coming in my kind of career, and so took a leap and joined Miss Kathy Keowen last year at Cane Creek. And kudos to all the elementary teachers because I'm a middle school girl and they are rock stars, let me just tell you. But no, I loved Cane Creek. It's a wonderful group and learned so much just being immersed in that elementary world and seeing the skills and the work that goes in there was really, really good. And so then, you know, got the opportunity to come to Avery Trace and it's great. It's been good.
Now tell us about your staff.
Yeah, so Michelle Hell is one of my assistant principals. She came from Capshaw. I think she's been there 20 plus years in Capshaw.
Wow. Yeah.
So excited. She's been great. Rolled right into the role, and she's taken it and running with it. And so really a good addition, you know, to my group. Just having that Capshaw connection for our kids that are coming over from Capshaw. So that's been a familiar face for them. I think when you get 3 new admin, a familiar face is really good.
It's really good.
And so then Dustin Williams came from Upperman Middle. Dustin and I worked together 2 years ago. And so then he came over as assistant principal and our athletic director. And, you know, Dustin just brings that wealth of knowledge with athletics background. And so that's been hugely beneficial. So everybody, you know, they're out there in the hallways and it's fun to see them building relationships and getting to know the kids. And it's been fun to see Michelle step into the middle school world. So that's been really good. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned your kids being able to come through Upperman Middle. Tell us about your family.
So my husband, Ben, is the principal at White Plains.
We'll talk about that in a moment.
We'll get there in a second. But Ben and I, you know, we have a great blended family. We have 3 kids. Drew is our oldest. He's about to start his junior year at Cumberland University.
Wow. Is he still playing golf?
Still plays golf.
Yes.
You know, loves golf. And then Zoe is our middle. She just graduated from Upperman High School, and we dropped her off yesterday at Mississippi State.
Wow.
So she's going to be a freshman there. So it was a long drive back yesterday. And then we have Miley, and so Miley is a junior at Upperman High, and loves.
Is that all she is?
She's just a junior.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Because she went to state last year.
She went to the state tournament last year
as a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loves golf.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for her and her dad get out there, and they love it, and she enjoys it.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. It's been fun to watch them all go through. Of course, Drew played golf through high school, and Zoe didn't, and now Miley's come through, so it's good to see that side of it as well.
Well, we miss, of course, our son Kason played with Drew
Yeah.
at Upperman High School.
Yeah.
We miss those days,
I know.
man. We miss the golf days.
We miss the golf days, that's for sure.
So Ben Herron, your husband, is the principal at White Plains Academy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A little different atmosphere than what you have at Avery Trace, but what do you talk about? I mean, do you guys talk about principal stuff when you get home?
So it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, completely different worlds, but not a lot. Sometimes we do, but we kind of keep it in house, into either Avery Trace or White Plains. It's been good though. I've been able to ask some questions like going in, and so I think he's told me twice. He said, "I'm not going to tell you what to do."
Right.
He said, "I'm just going to tell you what I would do." Okay, you can tell me.
Okay.
But so no, it's been good.
Yeah.
But it's been good to have Ben as a resource, and then the other middle school principals. You have Miss Brooks and Mr. Darley, and then Amber, and I have kind of gone back and forth a lot as being the new ones, and so it's a really good support group of leaders that are in the middle school system.
Is there anything that has come up or happened that maybe you didn't expect? You're like, oh wow, I didn't expect this kind of thing as a principal.
I think for me, the biggest thing is you talked about the school, and it was originally a high school, and then it was the junior high, and then it was middle school. And as you walk through the building, you can see how it has evolved in sections. And so understanding, I think, the building and the framework of the building has been the biggest, I think, to get used to.
Yeah.
It's a big building.
It is.
I don't think people realize how big it is and how many different, areas that there are behind areas. And so that's been the biggest thing, I think, for me, is to learning the building and being able to know where everything is and the logistics. But yeah, outside of that, it's, we didn't, rule number one, you don't change the car line your first year. So we didn't change the car line, not going to change the car line.
Right.
But I mean,
or
really,
the colors,
not change the colors. It really has been a smooth transition. We put a lot of work in over the summer just to try to get logistics, fit and to roll it out. And our faculty's just been amazing. Like, they've been so good, and they've anything we've asked of them, they've stepped up to the plate. So that's been really good.
Anything that you're really looking forward to, or maybe implementing some sort of change or something that you want to see happen in the future?
We've talked a lot about giving back to the community.
Yeah.
That's something that, I want to be a huge proponent of. And we have so many people that pour into our building. I didn't realize that. But also not knowing the community as far as the educational resources that are here, spending so much time on the west end of the county. Just having opportunities to where we as a school can give back. We've talked a little bit with Caitlin Steakley at the Pet Foundation, and how can our kids be involved in what she's doing. That's going to be a big push that we have, is how do we give back to the community that's given to us.
Sure.
So.
And I know there's been some upgrade to the athletic field.
Yeah, we're getting a
brand
new
new softball field. Yeah, it looks great.
I think by means of the softball field, we acquired maybe a new practice soccer field.
There you go.
It's not hardly ready to go,
All
but
right.
it's going to be ready by spring. And so seeing those kinds of upgrades going around, I think the city had a grant, and we are benefiting. There's a brand new sidewalk going around all the athletic fields that's there. And so just keeping those things growing and kind of keep them updated, and it just goes back to putting some pride back in the building. And that's we've talked a lot about what Raider pride looks like. And so that's one thing that we're going to push real hard.
And if you didn't know where Avery Trace was, all you have to do is go to the community center pool or the new pickleball courts right there next door.
They stay busy.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun to pull in early in the morning, 6:45, 7, and there's a group that's always playing right there. So they stay busy. They do. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything else? I mean, it just sounds like you're off and running on your first year, and Avery Trace, like you said, it's one of the more visible schools in the county, for sure. So all eyes are on Avery Trace.
They are. All eyes on Avery Trace. I told everybody, I said, look, we are under the microscope. And so, but it's fun. It's been fun. Lots of good feedback, and, we just want to baby steps is what we said, one baby step at a time, and just keep improving and keep growing.
All right,
So,
sounds
yeah.
good. Lesley Herron, the new principal at Avery Trace Middle School, with us here on the PCSS Connection Podcast. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
And Amber Campbell joins us now, the new principal at Upperman Middle School. So Principal Campbell, we've said that before on this show, but it wasn't you. Principal Campbell, how has it been at Upperman Middle?
It's been a whirlwind, and it's been wonderful, and I've slept like a baby each and every night. Meeting the kids, getting them in the building has been the best feeling. Actually, I met the faculty throughout the summer, but seeing everybody work together and seeing them on a daily basis and learning their personalities and their styles, I feel very fortunate to be able to actually call that place my work home.
Yeah. You kind of found out at the end of the school year, beginning of summer, that you were going to be the new principal at Upperman Middle. So what was your summer like kind of preparing for this?
Well, a shock. Shock was the primary feeling. And then I was so excited, and I knew I had big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And but my husband, who is the principal over at Upperman High School, just kept telling me, Baxter is an amazing place to be. He has absolutely loved being in the community, and he said, Amber, once you get in it, you'll love it. And it truly has felt like I've come home.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, so how long have you been in the school system? How long have you been teaching?
I have been teaching for over 15 years. I started out in South Ventress Elementary. It was a K-8 school. I always thought I wanted the little kids.
Yeah.
And then the only job available in Jamestown was a 8th grade math position, and I thought they're going to eat me alive. But once I got in there, I realized this was where I needed to be.
Right.
It's just my people, that middle age, that weird age. I just understood them. I don't know what that says about me, but yes. And then I stayed, and I worked there for a really long time, went to Avery Trace, taught 7th and 8th grade math, Algebra 1, and then I got to be an assistant principal at Allgood, and now I'm at Upperman Middle.
Wow. Yeah. And did you ever think Upperman Middle is where you would be landing as a principal?
No. I didn't ever think I would be a principal, to be quite honest
Really?
with you. Yes. I always thought I would be a supportive role, as in maybe an instructional coach someday.
Okay.
But then my husband, when he started his assistant principal journey, and he started taking his EDS courses, and he and I would get into discussions about talking shop,
Yeah.
and we would talk about our vision for what administration actually looks like.
Sure.
And what we think a true leader should possess,
Yeah.
and kind of what characteristics. And I began to view leadership differently. And I thought, this is a very supportive role,
Yeah.
in which one I thought wasn't supportive at
Yeah.
first. And so I admire him greatly. And so just watching him flourish and develop his leadership skills, I've realized that's exactly how I want to lead.
Yeah. Of course, Justin Campbell, your husband, is the principal at Upperman High School. He just finished up his first year. Now, this is his second year at Upperman High School. And now you're in your first year at Upperman Middle. So it's like you guys are right there. You got the whole Campbell complex right there between Upperman High School and Upperman Middle.
I joke and say I got a chauffeur with my new job, because we now carpool some.
Well, there you go. That cuts down the expenses.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
That makes it easy. Yeah.
Yes.
So what has that been like? I mean, I know, like you said, he's helped you some, but now that you've gotten into it the first couple of weeks, have you guys been able to bounce some ideas or talk about some things that's going on?
Absolutely. Our mission is to combine the campuses, and get some of the students over there who want to go into teaching, and want to experience the education side of things as a profession. We are getting a brand new CTE lab at Upperman Middle.
Yes.
And Allgood currently has one, and
Right.
so we're modeling it very similar to what they have. And some of those future teachers, I'd like to say, are going to come over and actually help Miss Terry Haney in the labs and get to work alongside kids and, explore that field before they even graduate high school.
That's awesome.
Which I think is wonderful. We have the shop class that's helping us with projects. at our school, which is great meeting them. And we went in on power washing the building this year. I mean, even down to the maintenance.
Yeah, it looks good too, by the way.
Thank
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, now, will you be like, when you have some kids go from the middle school to high school, you'll be like, okay, watch this one, you're going to share some intel.
Yes, well, especially if it's what's going to be supportive for a kid, for sure. But we are strong believers in every year is a new beginning, a new year. It's amazing to see how kids mature and change from year to year.
Especially through middle school.
Oh, especially from 7th to 8th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but there's something magical that happens that summer between. Yes, they're maturing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so you're 2 weeks into being a principal now. So how has that been? Has anything come up and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, or okay, yeah, I can see what's going on. Is it what you expected?
It's not. The decisions weigh a lot heavier as a principal.
Really?
Yes, and trying to figure out all the many viewpoints and perspectives and all of the cogs in the wheel, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's just very decision heavy, and I feel the weight of it. Like, well, once I make the decision, it's not this is the right decision, wrong decision. This is
the final decision.
It is. It is, and sometimes it's not black and white.
Yeah.
And so you've got to really weigh what are we trying to do here?
Mm-hmm.
What's our ultimate goal, and how do we accomplish that? And so, whereas as a assistant principal, I was happy doing the grunt work.
Yeah.
Like I'm a worker, and I like to keep busy. So, and this is more mentally taxing.
We'll talk about your road to where you are now. Where did you go to school? Where are you from? And just kind of tell us your background.
Yes. So I grew up in Allert, Tennessee, a Jamestown native. And I actually met my husband in 6th grade there.
Really?
So, yes, we met at science camp in 6th grade and started dating, and he hasn't got rid of me yet.
You met at science camp. Holy cow.
See, and this is why we stayed in education.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
it
Those are
worked
two
well.
kindred spirits right there.
Yes. Well, everybody had to attend science camp, so it's not like we were just really good at science. But yes, we met then, and ever since we were 11, we joked that we're going on our 25th anniversary. Even being just 36, but that we saw life together, and we grew up, and we decided to move to Cookeville to. After teaching for a little bit, just to offer some opportunities for our daughter Elizabeth, who's going into 7th grade.
Now, where were you teaching at before?
At South Fentress Elementary in Jamestown.
Yeah.
And Justin was at Pine Haven Elementary.
Okay.
Great community, great people.
Now, where'd you go to high school at?
At York Institute.
So Lesley went to York. Did you know each other there?
I didn't know Lesley, but I worked with Lesley's mother, Miss Debbie, in the office.
Really?
Oh my goodness, she hung the moon in my eyes. I love Miss Debbie. Yes, she's wonderful. So every time I talk to Lesley, I see a piece of Miss Debbie. Yeah. So I think that's why I've always loved Lesley. I thought so highly of her.
Right.
But yes, so we grew up in Jamestown, began teaching in Jamestown, had our daughter Elizabeth, and in 2013. And then as she was growing up, we were constantly driving back and forth to Cookeville to go to gymnastics or, even something as simple as buying a wedding gift. We'd drive an hour here, eating dinner, yes. And I remember one time we were sitting at El Tapatio, and I looked at Justin and I said, wouldn't it be wild if we could have dinner here and then just be like 10 minutes from home?
Yeah.
And we kind of laughed, but we didn't realize that sparked an idea.
And now look,
Yes. And so we moved to Cookeville in 2018 and have loved it. It's truly a hidden gem of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And so where were you? You were at Avery Trace before?
Yes.
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 Where were you at before Avery Trace?
At South Fentress.
Okay, so you went from South Fentress to Avery Trace.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it's kind of ironic because you were at Avery Trace and Lesley Herron was at Upperman Middle, and now she is the principal at Avery Trace, and you are the principal at Upperman Middle. It's like you guys just kind of swapped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that went into the factor of the decision of where we could, or our I don't want to say talents, but our skill sets could really benefit.
Okay.
And Lesley had a very passionate vision for Avery Trace, and I felt very kindred spirited with Upperman Middle, and I had a real passion to unite those campuses.
Yeah.
And I think it's worked out for the best.
Yeah. And it's not like you didn't just kind of ease into being a principal. There was a little cell phone policy that was just kind of tossed on you by the way. That's like, oh yeah, your first year principal in middle school. Here you go. Here's some cases. You handle this. How's that been going?
Surprising.
Really?
It is so surprising. I went to dinner with several teachers that are friends of ours, and the feedback we're getting from other teachers within the county, they're seeing students. Justin even said at the high school level, he said it was so wholesome that first day. Students were walking down the hallway with their heads up and smiling and interacting, whereas before they had their faces down and they were just focused on their phone, kind of as like a comfort blanket. And students are telling teachers that they feel less anxious during the day, not having that as a constant thing for them to have to focus on. And some are even going home and spending less time on their phones because they value that peace. Yes, they value that peace and that just step away from so much action and so much thought. It's pretty amazing. And the interactions are so good. You just get, even at lunchtime, you see students interacting with each other, whereas before they were just so in their phones.
Well, that's great. And that's what, I mean, that's the whole goal. That's the purpose, is the engagement and with each other and the teachers, and to be focused on school. So it's great to see that. Looking down the road a little bit now, you've been a principal all of 2 big weeks since school started. Is there anything that you're looking forward to, throughout the year? It's going to be like, oh man, I can't wait for this to happen and be the principal during this, or have you even had a chance to think about some of those things?
Not really, since we're just starting up and kind of building the bridge as we're walking across it, so to speak, is how it really feels. I'm really excited about the opportunities to bring the community members into the school, especially with our new CTE lab, where we have a station that is dedicated to all kinds of businesses. We have a home maintenance system where students are actually plumbing sinks and wiring for light bulbs, and getting electricians to come in from the community and talk to them about that. We have forensic scientists, and we've got an opportunity for detectives come in and talk about tire treads and how you analyze fingerprints. And
that's cool.
All of these really amazing experiences that even growing up I didn't have in high school or college. And us being able to put this in their hands so early,
that's awesome.
Opened so many doors for them.
Well, that is exciting. That is exciting. Anything else? I know usually we talk about your family, but we've talked about Justin and we've talked about your daughter. And now what grade is she in?
She's going in 7th grade.
Okay, so she's at Upperman Middle with you?
She's actually at Prescott.
Oh, really?
She started there when Justin was an assistant principal.
That's right. Okay.
Made her friends. She made the cheer team and just built such a camaraderie with that team that she's like, I feel like I've just got to see this through. And so I respect that highly. So as much as I wish she had joined our carpooling to Upperman, I understand. And I'm glad that she's sticking with it with her team.
That's good. That's good. Well, she'll get there eventually.
Yes.
A couple more years, she'll be there.
Yes.
Well, Amber, thank you so much. I mean, it's so enlightening to be able to talk and see your enthusiasm that you have for Upperman Middle School, and you and your husband and the things you're doing at both campuses. It's very exciting, and I know the folks in Baxter are certainly happy to have you there. And just continue doing what you're doing. It's the smiles. I'm sure it's infectious. I'm sure the kids and the faculty and staff enjoy seeing that as well.
Well, thank you. I really, really am enjoying being there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, it's hard to believe that the second week of school has already wrapped up, and a lot of the back-to-school bashes is over with now. But man, what a lot of fun these first 2 weeks have been. As we say goodbye for this week from the PCSS Connection Podcast, God bless. Have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.